अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस पर विश्व भर के योग प्रेमियों को अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं। इस शताब्दी में हम अनुभव कर रहे हैं, योग ने पूरे विश्व को जोड़ दिया है। जैसे योग शरीर, मन, बुद्धि, आत्मा को जोड़ता है, वैसे आज योग विश्व को भी जोड़ रहा है। हर कोई चाहता है तनाव मुक्त जीवन हो, पीड़ा मुक्त जीवन हो, बीमारी से मुक्त जीवन हो, प्रसन्न जीवन हो। इन सबको अगर किसी एक मार्ग से पाया जा सकता है तो वो मार्ग है योग का। एक संपूर्ण जीवन को संतुलित रूप में कैसे जिया जा सकता है, तन से, मन से, विचारों से, आचारों से स्वस्थता की अंतर यात्रा कैसे चले, वो अगर अनुभव करना है तो योग के माध्यम से अनुभव हो सकता है। आज विश्व का हर नागरिक जीवन शैली के कारण, कार्य की शैली के कारण, आपाधापी के कारण, बढ़ती हुई जिम्मेवारियों के कारण तनाव से मुक्त जीवन जीना मुश्किल होता जा रहा है। तब हमें हमारी दिनचर्या में, हमारे जीवन में, हमारे कार्यकलाप में उन चीजों को लाना बहुत आवश्यक है जो हमें तनाव भरी अवस्था में भी तनाव से मुक्त रहने का रास्ता दिखाएं, ताकत दें। और वो संभव है योग के नित्य अभ्यास से। मैं सभी योग प्रेमियों से आग्रह करूंगा कि हर वर्ष हम संकल्प करें कितने नए योग अभ्यासियों को हम साल भर में जोड़ेंगे। योग को एक आंदोलन बनाने में हम स्वयं क्या भूमिका निभाएंगे। और आप देखिए, दुनिया की सुख शांति में हम योग के द्वारा अहम योगदान दे सकते हैं। मैं आपको निमंत्रित करता हूं, सिर्फ अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योगा दिवस नहीं, लेकिन योग जन चेतना जगाने के लिए, जन मन को स्वस्थ बनाने के लिए एक आंदोलन बने और आप उस आंदोलन के योगी बने। यही मेरी आप सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं हैं।
DBT, a glorious journey. India's great march into the world of life sciences and biotechnological advances began with the creation of a separate department of biotechnology under the Ministry of Science and Technology in 1986. It was a momentous event in the history of Indian science and technology.
India has a very ambitious goal of achieving a $100 billion target through biotechnology by the year 2020. We can proudly say that 2 out of 3 people in the whole world, they get a vaccine which is manufactured in India. Rotavirus vaccine being part of the national immunization program. And a vaccine which is delivered at a cost of $50 in US is we are able to provide it at $1 cost to our people here.
The DBT started its journey humbly as a multi-agency board, namely National Biotechnology Board, way back in 1982. 4 years of deliberations among eminent scientists and administrators led to the formation of the department. DBT's journey thereafter constitutes its initial consolidation along with the thrust on human resource development, followed by building of institutional infrastructure, strengthening and deepening life science research all over the country. This was followed by upscaling of the country's translational research and boosting of biotech industry and entrepreneurship.
Department of Biotechnology have created reasonably good number of entrepreneurs, good number of job creations and good vaccinations. They have lot of scope further to grow, and I definitely consider that biotechnology is going to be the big future for our country and which is going to be a big global player.
Over the years, DBT has spearheaded cutting-edge research with numerous projects, developed entire generations of talent pool in biotech, instituted regulatory capacity, created 15 world-class institutions, guided policy thinking on biotech, supported key missions and more than 300 biotech startups and 100 entrepreneurs, forged numerous partnerships with several countries. DBT has played a crucial role in leveraging India to one of the top 12 biotech destinations in the world.
Today we have a new challenge. 20, 30 years ago, our challenge was to build the foundations and institutional structures. Now our challenge is to make sure that these foundations become even stronger as we have a much larger population of young people. Our challenge is to develop these institutional structures to make them extraordinarily effective, not just as standalone institutions, but as institutions interacting closely with other institutions and with the ecosystem. And finally, it's a major challenge for us to take our investment in quality basic science, get knowledge from all over the world and from our science, and to make sure that this knowledge impacts on our society.
The journey 30 years ago started with a modest budget under the stewardship of Dr. S. Ramachandran. The first decade saw the consolidation of the department in administration of research, its participation in regulatory processes and formulation of policies. Since the very start, the Human Resource Program had a very special focus and is expanding till date. While the National Institute of Immunology, DBT's first institute, was incorporated in the department, the National Center for Cell Sciences saw its inception in 1986. Thereafter, followed the first wave of institution building with the Center for DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostics at Hyderabad. However, support is not limited to the institutions. DBT has instituted fellowship and awards to boost research and development in the field of biotechnology. It also supports research in universities and institutes outside the autonomous ones under it. All these efforts led to deepening of the administration of life science.
Biotechnology is one area of science which is closest to the requirement of humankind, whether it is food, nutritional security, all aspects of health and well-being, livelihood security, energy requirement and environmental security.
Over the years, it has led to research programs that support basic research, medical biotechnology, agricultural biotechnology, food and nutrition, bioresource, environment and bioenergy, animal biotechnology, aquaculture and marine biotechnology and bioinformatics.
My congratulations and best wishes to all the staff members of the Department of Biotechnology and others associated with the department in the past, former secretaries who initiated the various programs and provided the guidance.
Having strengthened its basic sciences, DBT ventured into translational research. The first step was to set up institutions oriented in this direction. This decade was also focused on initiation of partnerships with industry through schemes such as BIPP, SIBRI, etc. The vision document scripted in 2000 was the guiding light till the first National Biotechnology Development Strategy was formulated in 2007. As per that strategy, BIRAC, an industry-academia interface, was formed in 2012 to strengthen and empower the emerging biotech enterprise.
DBT's impact on translational science has been outstanding, whether it is agriculture, vaccines, diagnostics, biological drugs, devices, or in generating knowledge that enables product innovation or solution design.
A number of achievements of the department have been the results of international collaborations. It has given a new meaning to scientific diplomacy.
It's a very good thing that India decided early on to establish a Department of Biotechnology because this is a field that has the potential to offer great benefits to both health and medicine as well as agriculture and many other areas. Naturally, the Department of Biotechnology acts a bit like NIH or the Medical Research Council and funds a lot of research in India.
Over the years, the biotechnology sector has played a key role in enhancing India's global profile as well as contributing to the growth of the economy. The DBT, during its 30-year-long colorful journey, has created a long-lasting impact, bringing solutions in multifarious areas like healthcare, agricultural, environmental, and industrial. The department is contributing greatly to the Swachhta Abhiyan launched by the Prime Minister as it is geared to boost the Startup India initiative. The recently launched National Biotechnology Development Strategy is poised to boost the current $5 to $7 billion biotech industry to a whopping $100 billion by 2025.
There would have been no expansion or growth of life science research in this country without the support of Department of Biotechnology over the years. Many contributions in plant area because agriculture is very important for this country. Center for Plant Molecular Biology, they were all established all over the country. Health science research was supported in every possible way, and you name the disease, there has been a mission program. Mission program in malaria, mission program in viruses, to develop vaccines, to develop drugs.
The DBT continues its biotechnological odyssey with pride and confidence, reaching out to unreached and unprivileged, exploring new vistas of knowledge and new frontiers in life sciences and biotechnology.
India, the nation that was the cradle of science, the nation that gave us Aryabhat, Bhaskar, Sushruta, Ramanujam, Raman and many others, has a glorious legacy of science and technology over the centuries. The foundation of science and technology in India was laid by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, headed by its President, the Prime Minister of India. an ensemble of 38 state-of-the-art laboratories. Today, CSIR is amongst the foremost scientific and industrial research organizations around the globe. Established in 1942, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, has brought pride to Indian science and technology. On one hand, CSIR focuses on developing cutting-edge technology for the industries. And on the other hand, CSIR has committed itself to the cause of national development by making technology affordable and available for the benefit of the masses. Newer and more productive varieties of seeds, new forms of cash crops, and organic pesticides developed by it are cheaper and more effective. Among the inventions of CSIR is a variety of menthe, which is not only pest resistant but also one of high quality. Over a dozen CSIR institutes are participating in drug development under network, public-private partnership, open source drug discovery, and through in-house processes. Among these are development of process technologies for 17 generic drugs. One such drug is the first indigenously developed clot buster drug, natural streptokinase, which is being commercially produced by Cadila Pharmaceuticals Limited. Development of another recombinant form of streptokinase has made India self-sufficient in terms of affordable clot buster drugs for heart attack. CSIR's research has also helped in development of non-steroidal contraceptive centrochroman molecule. Being marketed by the name of Saheli, this drug is also a major breakthrough in India's effort to develop the pharmaceuticals industry. Besides achieving these milestones, CSIR has developed several medicinal products, which are now available to public, making them cost-effective and within reach of the lowest strata of society. CSIR has also made significant impact in another area of utmost importance to our country: water, every drop of which is precious for our ever-increasing population. CSIR has shown great appreciation of this problem and is carrying out work towards contributing to the government's mission that the remotest corner of the country receives clean water. Whether pumping out excess water from coal mines or making water clean and potable, CSIR has developed several affordable technologies, using which clean water can be provided. The true innovation is one that these technologies are simple and affordable. CSIR has developed terracotta to ceramic to polymer membranes, which can be used to clean the water. Several other environmentally friendly technologies for removal of fluorine and arsenic from groundwater are being developed. Advanced green technologies such as phytotrade technology based on natural resources to clean water are being researched. Once research results into a viable product, the technology is made available to the industry for its commercial production, so that the maximum people may benefit from it.
In the 1990s and later, CSR gave valuable leadership to this country in terms of patent and IPR consciousness and capability to convert science into useful IPR. CSR has been at the forefront of patenting in this country. The largest number of patents that this country has are from CSR, and CSR continues to lead in terms of innovation and patents in this country. But the challenge now is to convert this IPR into more and more useful products and services which go to the market and benefit the masses.
CSIR, in synergy with the other contemporary R&D organizations, academia and industry, is endeavoring to create technological niches in the identified domains so as to enable India achieve global science and technology leadership. CSIR is indeed the true flag bearer of the nation.
With the global population racing well past the 6 billion mark, a perfect storm seems to be brewing around the world. It has its origins in issues related to healthcare, stagnating agriculture productivity, climate change, and an unprecedented increase in pressures on natural resources. Biotechnology has a critical role in humanity's quest to find solutions to these serious challenges. And India, with its 1.2 billion population and a rapidly growing economy, is destined to play a frontline role in this global endeavor. Biotechnology is an important component of India's pursuit of food, health and environmental security for its people. Rapid development of biotech sector requires new modes of engagement between the government, industry and academia for fostering innovation in the biotech sector. Recognition of these realities led the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India to set up the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council BIRAC in March 2012 as a not-for-profit public sector company.
What is the role of the DBT, BIRAC and the government in general in biotechnology? And what is the role of industry in biotechnology?
BIRAC's vision is to stimulate, foster and enhance the strategic research and innovation capabilities of the Indian biotech industry, particularly startups and SMEs, for creation of affordable products addressing the needs of the largest sections of the society. BIRAC seeks to achieve its mandate by three modalities, resting on a deep understanding of the ecosystem-wide needs of India's biotech sector. Within first year of its operation, BIRAC has launched a wide range of targeted innovation investment schemes designed to address the gaps that have existed for long at each stage of the innovation pipeline. To populate the start of the innovation funnel with exciting ideas, the Biotechnology Ignition Grants program strives to identify and kickstart novel ideas with a good potential for commercialization. Implemented in partnership with institutions that mentor the grantees, the program already has a portfolio of 20 projects with a total funding commitment of $1.6 million. Complementing the Ignition Grants is the Small Business Innovation Research Initiative that supports SMEs for incremental innovations needed to make novel ideas leap across to the alpha prototype stage of product and process development. So far, 134 projects have been supported under this initiative, involving a total commitment of $78 million. Biotechnology Industry Partnership Program focuses on discovery-led innovation research that carry risks too large to be borne by a single organizational entity. 102 agreements with various industrial organizations with a total outlay of $147 million have already been formalized under the program. Besides high-risk research, the program also supports technology platforms and product evaluation and validation through field and clinical trials. Contract research scheme has been designed to assist academic institutions in taking forward their research leads towards product development through validation and translation in partnership with industrial organizations while keeping their intellectual property fully secure. Incubation is a critical step in taking innovation to its logical conclusions. BIRAC has supported strengthening of 12 existing bioincubators across the country. Going forward, establishment of a new world-class bioincubator has been taken up at Faridabad near Delhi. The results of initiatives of BIRAC are now beginning to trickle out with many products already in the market and several processes and products under validation or trials.
It has amazed me what a large pool of outstanding people we have, and these schemes are actually triggering their latent potential and energy into big-time product innovation. And I can see at least 50 or 60 large projects going on in the country now, which are addressing really major social challenges for affordable technology.
But the most important thing is the entrepreneurs are enthused to come back again and again. Even if they have failed in the first attempt, they come the second attempt, they come for the third attempt.
Biotech recognizes that innovation investment schemes are only but one of the several aspects of any grand strategy aimed at creating a robust bioeconomy. In addition to investment schemes, Biotech also provides proactive and high-level support to startups and SMEs in navigating intellectual property issues, technology transfer and acquisition, mentoring and incubation facilities.
What BIRAP offers today is, in addition, as I said, to the funding, also the services which are required for the innovation sector across the complete product development chain. Right from the legal, the contracts, the IP mapping, the mentoring. The mentorship is a very important component for the small and medium enterprises.
The goal of BIRAC is to catalyze the Indian biotechnology industry to achieve the mark of $100 billion sector by the year 2025. BIRAC recognizes that partnerships and collaborations with similarly aligned organizations, national as well as global, will form the foundation of such a transformation. To establish new stakeholder linkages, BIRAC works closely with the International Cooperation Division of the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, to develop and fine-tune a wide range of industry partnership programs with countries around the world and international organizations such as Gates Foundation and Wellcome Trust.
The purpose was to leverage the strength and the capacities of the various innovation leaders across the globe, be it the industry, be it like-minded philanthropic organizations, be it other agencies within the Government of India with whom we partner to take our various activities forward.
BIRAC views the future with optimism as it emerges from the budding bio-entrepreneurs who are making significant contributions towards making biotechnology achieve its rightful place in the global knowledge economy. In the short period since its establishment, BIRAC has secured the trust of various stakeholders, and in anticipation of the emerging needs of the future, BIRAC already has plans in place for several new initiatives. These include Social Innovation Scheme to promote application of innovative tools and technologies to solve societal problems, Grand Challenges Program on family health, agriculture, food and nutrition issues, Biotech Industry Sponsored Research Program to support the R&D in the academia with industry as a collaborator, BIRAC Translational Facilities to help startups and SMEs for taking research leads to next stages of validation, trial and commercialization.
BIRAC can do and is starting to do is work both with academia and biotech parks and industry to make sure that we can actually build up a diverse portfolio of quality platforms which entrepreneurs can access in a variety of ways. Our engaged input is vital. Now, how does one constantly give an engaged input on one hand, and how do these ministries constantly come to us as a matter of course for doing this? And that is really the solution which we must seek.
With its headquarters at New Delhi and a flexible and nimble organization, BIRAC strives to be an able connector and catalyzer to add speed and momentum to the new Indian bioeconomy.
This is the sound of life. This is the sound of assurance. This is the sound of saving a loved one, giving a second chance, restoring a function, bringing back vision, and giving life a support are some of the contributions of medical devices to our well-being. From IV cannula and syringes, through to MRI machines and stents, the medical devices industry is the backbone of healthcare delivery. Recognizing the need for a conducive environment that encourages innovation and affordable manufacturing to translate miracles more often to reality, the government of Telangana is launching a medical devices park in Sultanpur, Hyderabad, the capital city of Telangana. Spread over 250 acres, the medical devices park is carefully engineered to accelerate the product development cycles through a three-pronged strategy, encouraging innovation through incubation, supporting prototyping and scale-up through specialized infrastructure, promoting efficient manufacturing with common facilities. Equipped with best-in-class infrastructure for prototyping, development and testing of materials including metals, plastics, composites, ceramics, electronics, etc., combined with clean room facilities and testing labs for electromagnetic interference, radiation, sterilization, and life cycle durability, among others. The Medical Devices Park will elevate the standards of medtech innovation and development. Allied services will be provided by empaneled and validated consultants for legal, clinical trials, regulatory approvals, packaging, logistics, etc. The comprehensive and vibrant multidisciplinary ecosystem of Hyderabad, coupled with the government's commitment to the sector, ease of doing business, attractive incentives, and skill development initiatives, among others, clearly differentiates the city from the rest of the country. As a natural outcome, the city is already making rapid strides in redefining healthcare and propelling advancement in medical technologies. With mushrooming challenges globally, medtech sector in India is expected to witness an extraordinary growth. Under the aegis of Make in India and Make in Telangana, Telangana Medical Devices Park will translate the unmet medical needs into a unique opportunity and serve as an ideal platform to innovate and manufacture high-quality, affordable healthcare solutions. The Telangana Medical Devices Park will place Hyderabad on the world map as the premier medical device innovation, development and manufacturing destination. Telangana Medical Devices Park. Innovate, prototype, scale up, manufacture.
It is only in large cities that cervical cancer screening and cancer treatment expertise is available. This means that the rest of the country has to travel great distances even to just get their screening done. Also, the low ratio of pathologists to cervical cancer patients seriously hampers early diagnosis. And as a result, by the time women reach a good pathologist, it may already be too late. At IKP Eden in Bengaluru, Mahindra Systems is attempting to automate a process which is currently manual in most parts of the world and which often leads to wrong diagnosis of cervical cancer. This portable automatic device being tested here will eliminate a common human error of keeping the biological samples and different chemicals for too long or for too short a period of time. This process of staining makes the cells clearly visible and helps pathologists by giving them a perfectly pre-processed slide that can then be interpreted easily and appropriately.
So a lady gives a sample and in the next 2 hours she should know whether she is normal or she needs to have a follow-on treatment undertaken. That is our target.
After loading the glass slide on the stage, a go-ahead is given from the control box which allows automatic acquisition of all the images that are there on the glass slide. Then the data is transferred to a computer and stitched there. The image data acquired in this manner finally culminate in the computing unit of Mahindra, which has all the intelligence to deal with visual computing using deep neural networks.
The deep neural networks are built in such a way that they enable this parallel computing to happen, which enables it to understand and differentiate between, let's say, a normal cell versus a precancerous cell versus a cancerous cell.
Apsigen Technologies, based at IIT Kanpur, is a fully integrated, innovation-driven biopharmaceutical startup company focusing on the discovery, development and manufacture of affordable human therapeutics with a blend of advances in molecular biology and cell engineering. Apsigen is committed to helping millions of human beings around the world in the fight against cancer, rheumatoid arthritis and other life-threatening diseases.
Rising Star of the Year, Apsigen Technologies Private Limited.
We have 2 programs in development with another one in non-clinical studies that we will push into clinical studies in next couple of years. The uniqueness about our approach or science is that each one of our drug candidates is potentially disease modifying, meaning that the treatment will provide effective cure and management for the patient as opposed to just symptomatic relief. We have shared our data for one of our anti-TNF drug candidates with local agencies. This and the other studies are making nice and steady progress. When it comes to support, our programs have been backed by various institutions like SIIC, IIT Kanpur, the funding agency Biotech.
We had started Apsigen with an objective to provide affordable healthcare solutions to the society. Autoimmune disorders and cardiovascular diseases are a huge socio-economic burden on the society. At Apsigen, we are trying to answer this need by developing targeted therapies that changes broad range of autoimmune diseases. As a co-founder, I feel pretty much confident of our programs as at the end of the day, data speaks and all our preliminary data supports our claim. So far, we have been recognized by various government and private agencies. As a part of our business strategies, we are now looking to stay beyond our home country.
Apsigen Technologies is a fully integrated, innovation-driven biopharmaceutical startup company focusing on the discovery, development and manufacture of affordable human therapeutics with a blend of advances in molecular biology and cell engineering. Apsigen is committed to helping millions of human beings around the world in the fight against cancer, rheumatoid arthritis and other life-threatening diseases.
Aspertica Biotech Private Limited was started through a grant-in-aid project under Biotechnology Ignition Grant Scheme funded by DBT. It was incorporated as a company on 25th March 2015. Its registered office is in RT Nagar, Bangalore, and its R&D unit is in Sir MVIT campus, which is certified as Zero by DSIR. The R&D unit of the company is recognized by DSIR and is supported by BIRAC under BIPP scheme. The company has both product sector and service sector. Its product range are omega-3 fatty acid, protein supplements, poultry feed, aqua feed, and botanical extract, etc. Its service sector provides intellectual property services, mainly registration of patent, GI, trademark, and design. Its production unit is in Harihara Taluk of Davangere district.
Audicor Cardiometrics developed a low-cost and novel device for the early-stage screening and management of cardiovascular disease. The technology is based on a cluster of sensors used to record electrical and acoustic physiological signals of the heart and wirelessly transmits this to a tablet or computer for real-time analysis.
We use some very objective parameters for the determination of these cardiac dysfunctions. There are 4 parameters that we use, and each of these parameters, a combination of these parameters, are very specific about certain kind of pathologies in the heart, and so therefore there is no guesswork that is required or no further referrals that are required at a very high level. So this is something that even a general physician or even a paramedic or a nurse can actually interpret and give a result.
This device is portable and wearable. It can be used for both screening and ambulatory monitoring and bedside evaluation.
It is a small wearable device which is very lightweight and can be used also in situations where there is no electricity and no, I would say, infrastructure.
The device is capable of quick screening, a snapshot of cardiac performance in 10 seconds, and one unit can screen over 150 patients in a day at very low cost.
Hi, my name is Aditya, and my team name is Respray, and we're basically here to build a medical device which is looking at low-cost ventilation assist, that is trying to bridge the gap between the existing manual ventilation and the sophisticated devices which are the ventilators in hospitals. So we are trying to cater to secondary hospitals which otherwise cannot afford these expensive ventilators and maintain them.
And is this something you're passionate about?
So I'm passionate about disruptive technologies, which has a huge impact on the overall population. So the projects that I work on are usually has a significant impact, and Respirate, I believe, has a huge impact in saving lives across the world in the developing space.
And how exactly does your project improve healthcare around the world, around India? And how will this help patients?
What's the last one again?
And how will this help the patients around the country?
Sure. So there are 2 sets of populations. One are the rural and the semi-rural or semi-urban, and the other set is the urban populations. So the rural, semi-rural and urban, semi-urban populations are having issues with access to healthcare, especially these ventilators that are otherwise available in expensive corporate hospitals or in tertiary hospitals which are owned by government but are very few in number. So we are trying to cater to the issue of access through our device respirate for this population, and for the other population, that is the urban population, trying to bring down the cost significantly through volumes and thereby give them access to this device.
And do you think, looking forward, that you guys are helping, and are you excited for the future of this project?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this project actually has a significant impact. We've surveyed and spoke to about 76 doctors in the last 3 months, and we found that it has, every single person we've interviewed have told us that this has a critical impact, at least at one point in their overall clinical career they've experienced this issue, and they would want this issue to be solved.
And so Camtech has helped you along the way with the accelerator program?
Absolutely.
And can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Camtech has been great. I've known Camtech for a while now, and I think what they're doing is creating the ecosystem at this point, building the 0 to 1 where the capacity is currently still building. So in India, the real capacity started building in 2007 when there were centers, academic centers that were focused on innovative technologies that were set up for biomedical engineering. And what Camtech is right now doing is trying to scale this model by bringing in engineers, designers, artists, and doctors, and different players on one platform, and bridging the gap between them and making them interact and bring ideas to prototype, proof of concepts, and then to reality. If you look at in the 1800s and 1900s, real ideas came from coffee shops and bars. So I believe these early interactions and between different groups sort of lead to great innovations that are otherwise not being solved in terms of in the country at this point.
The capital of India, for one part with Dr. Balaji Teegla, founder of Broon Health Private Limited, and for the other at Berkeley, California, in the US, with Ivan Zeknov. This is the story of the development of a non-stress fetal heart rate monitoring tool for antenatal checkup. This is Broon Health Private Limited at New Delhi, where new age innovators are engaged in creating the future of antenatal healthcare that we would soon hold in our hands. Broon Health is trying to move basic monitoring tools from the hands of doctors and sonologists into the hands of last-mile health workers and nurses, who are more in number and who are able to attend more at-risk pregnancies.
So when you look at the current devices, this is a gold standard with these two probes which are connected. What we've tried to do is essentially compress this 8 kilogram device into the size of just this 150 gram device.
VapCare is the first system of its kind. With intelligent secretion and oral hygiene management, it provides targeted suctioning of secretions in the airway. The device consists of a control and sensing unit with custom disposables to attach to it. The custom disposables can fit over any standard endotracheal tube or CASS endotracheal tube without extubating or disconnecting the patient from the ventilator. The disposables provide additional channels to remove secretions from the oral, oropharyngeal, and the subglottic region. The system continues to remove secretions sequentially from the 3 locations till the sensor box detects an absence of secretions, thereby minimizing pooling of secretions, lowering chances of aspiration in the patient, and reducing the risk of acquiring VAP. In addition, the device maintains oral hygiene by sprinkling fluid across the oral cavity through a specially designed channel in the disposable and simultaneously suctioning it from all 3 locations. A physician can set the frequency of suctioning, lavage, and the suction pressure in individual lines based on the patient's clinical condition. It can also detect and remove port blockage by increasing the suction pressure intermittently to maintain the patency of all the channels. We at Coeo Labs focus on making lives better. And with the VapCare system, we've introduced an entirely new dimension to airway management and oral care.
When I found out that most of my family members are suffering from diabetes, I got quite paranoid. As I understand, it's a hereditary disease and I may acquire it someday. However, I would like to be sure. I would like to know what changes I can make to move towards a more fitter and healthier lifestyle. As I was starting to get curious, I was basically trying to find a solution. So what I did was I started researching about potential health risks, genetic disorders. After a lot of research, I found Genome Patri, a genetic test that provides a risk profile for a large number of diseases, inherited conditions and traits. The report gave an entire risk profile for a large number of diseases and the percentage that I was actually prone to acquiring them. I wasn't very shocked after reading my report because I knew I was at risk for diabetes. The counselor explained all my queries to me, made specific recommendations to my diet and lifestyle, whereby I was able to incorporate them into my daily life. And now I'm feeling the change, a positive outlook after following these recommendations. I am much happier now, way more content and comfortable at mind. With the changes incorporated in my routine, I have slowly begun to move towards a more healthier and fitter lifestyle. Thanks to Genome Patri.
For the optimum growth of microorganisms that can tolerate high temperatures ranging from above ambient to near boiling temperatures. In this specific fermentation, the enzymes, microorganisms and products thereof can be used as intermediates and pharmaceutical industries, textile, organic synthesis industries. This shaker incubator provides 6 parametric controls such as pressure, vacuum, aeration, RPM, relative humidity and temperature. This is the control panel which has 6 aeration controls for different flasks, switches for light, temperature and knob for RPM and a display screen. These are the vacuum pressure gauges for external monitoring. These are connected to the internal flask through tubing. As you can see, the flask that is connected with all the tubings has no media loss or media charring as compared to the other flask in which has not been connected to the tubings. This instrument prevents the loss of evaporation, media loss, water loss, media charring, media toxicity even at near boiling temperatures.
Osteo 3D, 3D printing healthcare. We create 3D printed medical models for surgical planning at affordable price points. We also create patient-specific guides for surgeries customized to each patient. For young patients, to shape the skull as per the requirements of the surgeon, we make custom helmets using 3D printing technology. For preparation of affordable cranial flaps, we create patient-specific 3D printed molds, which are used by doctors for preparing bone cement-based flaps. We also design implants for complex procedures, which then can be fabricated using metal 3D printing technologies. Or PEEK. Osteo 3D is capable of processing MRI data to create 3D printed soft tissue models for surgical planning. Another example is costal cartilage. We can create 3D printed medical models for practically any part of the body from CT or MRI data. Digital dentistry is another area where we provide solutions using 3D printing technology. All this is made possible to be affordable with high levels of quality because of our proprietary, cloud-based software platform. Visit our website www.osteo3d.com for more details.
Right now we have to understand that the best way of actually knowing whether medicines are safe or not is by testing them through a controlled trial of phase 1, phase 2 as medicines are currently tested on animals and humans.
What we do is we take cells from various sources. It can be from a human, it can be from cell bank or cell lines, etc. Then what we do is we take these cells, we multiply these cells and make them a lot more, and then we mix them with a kind of a hydrogel and make bio ink and print various architectures like tissue-like architectures using that. And then we culture these tissues by giving them nutrient solution and etc. what they require for their survival. We then use these tissues to test various drugs and various other compounds, etc.
In so many ways in terms of the technology and the advances that it produces, but also it addresses several ethical and humane concerns for us as well.
But the ultimate goal is to produce or manufacture artificial organs which are personalized to each one. The whole world is moving towards the manufacturing of engineered organs. So that's where we are also moving towards.
Cancer, a complex disease with no single approach to cure. Cancer demands personalized treatment for improved clinical outcomes. A lot of unnecessary biopsies are carried out. 25% of biopsy turn out to be normal. However, the patient may suffer complications. A Bengaluru-based startup, Predible Health, incubated by IIM Ahmedabad, builds artificial intelligence-based tools for cancer radiologists which leverage imaging biomarkers that can be extremely crucial in cancer care.
If a mass screening program is conducted, doctors would find certain findings which are known as incidentalomas, which are tumors which are not really harmful to the patients. And this is found in the major chunk of the population. So by using advanced analytics and artificial intelligence on medical images, our intention is to reduce the number of biopsies. Hence, patients who are not at a high risk of cancer can be identified without an invasive procedure, and biopsies can be avoided for them.
Young Predible minds use deep learning on radiology images like MRI and CT to identify patterns which can help radiologists assess malignancy of tumor without carrying out a biopsy. Predible Health has built solutions for liver cancer assessment and malignancy assessment for lungs and prostate. These innovations are presently under clinical trial.
So you have these discrete devices, one device for diabetes, one device for infections, but as a person you have multiple problems, and once you have, let's say, something like diabetes, you are highly likely to have things like kidney problems and a spectrum of diseases. So having a single device that can do a multitude of tests adds a lot more value. Inito is a medical test platform that lets you do multiple medical tests on your phone. So you could do blood, urine or saliva tests, which could be cholesterol, infections, fertility, drugs of abuse, a huge spectrum of tests. Once you measure, the app sends all this to our servers where you can track all your data. The server runs on these analytics, tells you when to do the test, tells you what areas are infected with infectious diseases, and so on. The way Inito works is that on the day you need to take a test, you get a notification. The test button turns green. Once you click on the test button, a series of instructions follow. So right now the app is telling me to dip the strip into urine. Once you dip it for 15 seconds, it will tell you to reverse the cap so that no contamination happens. It is telling you to connect the device to the phone. So as soon as you connect the device to the phone, it says that the device is connected, and it will ask you to connect the strip to the device. When you insert the strip into the device, it waits for 5 minutes, which is the time it takes to develop the strip. That's the reaction time. And after 5 minutes, you get a result as low peak or high fertility. The device costs about 3,500 rupees. A pack of 10 strips for fertility is about 1,000. Of course, the price of the strip depends on test to test. Some tests will be expensive and some tests will be cheaper, and we'll disclose these prices as we keep on launching more tests. So the target user of the device is direct consumers, people who want to know more about their body. And people could have different health goals. Somebody is trying to reduce their diabetes or control their diabetes. Somebody is trying to get pregnant. I mean, there could be different use cases, but it's intended for people to use at their home and not at the doctor's clinic. The tests which are more frequent, you would like to do them at home. Of course, and the accuracy of this will be good enough for a home test, but then when you go to complicated procedures, the doctor will want to send it to a central lab to get a more accurate test. But I think they will go hand in hand.
My name is Rajlakshmi Borthakur, CEO and founder of TerraBlue XT. We are building wearable products that we hope will make lives safer. My son Tejas has epilepsy since birth. We had to take him to the hospital every time he had an attack. I would constantly worry, what if we are not able to take him to the hospital on time? So I know this could have been life-threatening for him. I am an arts graduate, but I ended up learning the mechanics of epilepsy in the brain. I also learned electronics myself, self-taught myself these things, and came up with a prototype. The teacher glove is inspired by my son Tejas. This product has been recognized as one of the top 3 innovations in the country, and it was validated by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, and also by technology giants like Intel, TCS, and so on. How it works is that the person with epilepsy needs to wear the device, and so it has sensors attached to it that is capable of collecting signals from the body, and whenever it detects something abnormal happening, in that case it sends information to a caregiver. If the patient is an adult and is able to understand, then that alert goes to the patient as well. There is a wearable device which is the glove, and then you have the mobile phone through which you receive information, and all the history of the patient, all the seizure details, patterns, etc. are stored in a cloud environment. We are doing our clinical trials currently, and NIMHANS, which is one of the premier institute of neurology, is our clinical trial partner. I don't come from a science background. I have a pure arts background. So telling doctors that, I want you to listen to me because I think I have an idea which might be helpful for you was a little too much. So it was difficult to get the buy-in initially. Many people thought that I was a little too passionate, probably. Maybe the intent was right, but maybe I did not have the scientific knowledge that is required to come up with this kind of a project. But from a business standpoint, again, it was very difficult to convince people because my investors were not sure whether they were dealing with some mother who was very passionate about this life-saving device for her son, or they were dealing with a businesswoman. So initially it was bootstrapped, and we have put in about 3 CR. I had also got grants, and we are trying to raise about 8 crores to take our product to market. There are about 55 million people with epilepsy in the world. This is not only going to help my son, but it is actually going to make it much easier for doctors to understand the different kinds of epilepsy patterns in their patients, and would also make the lives of these people safer.
Critical wound care is a pressing issue today, with more than 78 million people affected globally. With more and more patients coming in every day, hospitals are looking for rapid wound healing options. In such cases, there is a requirement for a rapid wound healing solution, which can cater to the global market of $20.5 billion. So now, let's have a look at why critical wounds are so problematic. Infection, biofilm formation, persistent inflammation, fibroblast senescence, poor blood vessel growth, and elevated proteases. All are the hallmarks of critical wounds. Currently, a majority of wound care products are for treating infection and wound closing materials. However, critical wound care is a lot more than clearing infection. Physiologically, the wound will close by fibroblast migration and new blood vessel formation, which will aid in the formation of a wound bed matrix. So there is a great need of a common formulation which can take care of infection and rapid wound healing. So We Innovate Biosolutions has come up with their revolutionary HealWrap technology. HealWrap is a nanoformulation which not only kills bacteria instantaneously, but also provides a sustained release effect for long-term protection against bacteria. Further, its innovative growth factor formula helps in faster blood vessel growth and allows fibroblasts to migrate happily in the wound lumen, improving the rate of wound healing. HealWrap provides value addition by being cost-effective. Current critical wound care treatment options are very expensive and out of reach to those who are maximally affected. Our treatment option will be cheaper by 50 to 60 times the current treatment options. The treatment will reduce the threat of amputation, which will be beneficial, especially in developing countries where disability is taboo. The formulation may also reduce the scar formation of wound healing, which will have a huge positive impact socially. So our technology could save amputation, provide improved patient compliance, and could save a lot of money, time, and hospital resources. So next time you get a wound, try HealWrap. We innovate because we care. We Innovate Biosolutions.
Nearing 2 decades, that's for how long, IKP Knowledge Park has stayed true to its mission of being the gateway of research and innovation. With its focused initiatives, IKP has positively impacted the entrepreneurial ecosystem, encouraging endeavors aimed at making the world a healthier and smarter place.
IKP started in 2000. It started its operation in 2000. What we provide is handholding, space, equipment, mentorship, and all things that is required to nurture a very early stage startup to grow into probably a growth stage company.
They provide mentorship, they help us get connected to the people, and there are other incubators who are working in similar kind of area. So we get time to time interact with them and delve upon how things are moving. So it's a pretty good environment over here.
First incubatee company in 2006, Laurus Labs. Laurus Labs is now a global company, just had a very successful IPO. If we have to really make India into a product nation, we really need to inculcate the culture of making in India. When I say making in India, you have to build a maker space. That's why we are here. We love this.
We would like to thank the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship for permitting us to use this footage. IKP's endeavors have captured the world's attention and earned for it applause and accolades from leading national and international forums. We thank our partners and sponsors for their constant support and guidance in making IKP Knowledge Park India's most respected innovation hub.